African news now. South Africa will begin vaccinating children as young as 12 next week. Also offer COVID-19 boosters against certain immune disorders, the health minister announced Friday. With a large youth population and the world's biggest HIV caseload, the announcement affects millions of people and marks a significant scaling up of South Africa's pandemic response. Under South African law, children aged 12 and above can give their own consent for medical treatment, meaning they don't need parental permission to get the vaccine. Starting Wednesday, children can receive a single Pfizer dose with a second shot delayed to allow for further study on a rare side effect, the minister said. Now, the country has launched a digital vaccine certificate scheme. Proof of vaccination is required to enter larger gatherings such as sporting events. For the immune-compromised, Pafala said they can begin receiving boosters, but only on advice from their doctors. Now, President Joe Biden met in Oval Office Thursday with Kenya's President Uhuru Kenyatta and pledged the U.S. will donate 17 million additional doses of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccine to the African Union. Speaking to reporters alongside Kenyatta shortly before their meeting was to begin, Biden said the two would also discuss transparency in international and domestic financial systems. The East African leader finds himself facing scrutiny over revelations that he and his family stashed millions of dollars in hidden offshore accounts. Kenyatta is one of more than 330 current and former politicians identified as beneficiaries of secret accounts revealed in recent reports known as the Pandora Box paper. Now, he and his relatives have some $30 million in offshore holdings, according to reporting by the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists. The consortium obtained millions of leaked documents that detail the hidden wealth of prominent world leaders, politicians, corporate executives, and celebrities. Kenyatta has denied wrongdoing. Biden did not directly address the Pandora Box revelations in the brief appearance with Kenyatta at the start of the Oval Office meeting. But Biden planned to address the elephant in the room with Kenyatta and senior Kenyan officials in private, according to a senior administration official who was not authorized to publicly discuss the matter and spoke on the condition of anonymity. Guinea-Bissau's military chief announced Thursday that he had identified military personnel preparing a coup d'etat to overthrow the constitutional order in the small West African country. Chief of General Staff of the Army said, and I quote, "We have managed to identify a group of FARC revolutionary armed forces of the people, soldiers who are mobilizing soldiers by buying their conscience against banknotes in order to subvert the established constitutional order." This announcement comes on the same day that President Umaru Sissoco Embalo left Bissau for 48-hour working visit. Guinea-Bissau is a former Portuguese colony that became independent in 1974 after a long war of liberation led by the African Party for the Independence of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, founded by Amilcar Cabral, who was assassinated in 1973. Since its independence, the country has experienced 4 coups, the last of which occurred in 2012. EU Political Director Enrique Mora, the chief coordinator for the talks, was in Tehran on Thursday to meet members of Iran's nuclear negotiating team 4 months after discussions broke off between Iran and world powers. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi has so far refused to resume indirect talks with the United States in Vienna, on both sides returning to compliance with the deal, under which Iran curbed its nuclear program in return for economic sanctions relief. Diplomats from France, Britain and Germany, who are party to the accord, along with China and Russia, said ahead of Mora's visit that it came at a critical time and things could not be deemed business as usual, given escalating Iranian nuclear activities and the stalling of negotiations. Now, Turkey is preparing for possible further military action against US-backed Kurdish militia in northern Syria if talks on the issue with the United States and Russia fail, the Turkish officials said. President Tayyip Erdogan said this week in Ankara was determined to eliminate threats originating in northern Syria under the Kurdish YPG militia attack that killed 2 Turkish police officers was the final straw. Turkey said the police in Syria Azaz region were hit in a guided missile attack on Sunday, launched from Tel Rifat by the YPG, which Ankara considers a terrorist group closely linked to militants fighting a decades-old insurgency in South Turkey. Now, Turkish forces have launched 3 incursions in the last 5 years, seizing hundreds of kilometers of border strip and pushing around 30 kilometers into northern Syria.